You just did what you felt was a fantastic training session. Now it's 3 days later, and one of your agents comes into you and asks you a question that you thought you had covered very sufficiently during your training session, and that agent had been there. Oh my gosh, that's so frustrating, isn't it? And it happens to me, and it used to happen to me more frequently. And I'll tell you why. I was guilty of something that many of us do. We try to stuff too much information too fast at the person in the audience. Why? Because that makes us feel better about ourselves. Oh, we're giving so much valued information. Well, that's true. But if they don't retain it, what does it matter? So, one of the things I had to learn was to remember every once in a while, and that's probably every 45 minutes to an hour and a half, to do a review. Now, there are all kinds of reviews, and I show you 5, 6, 7 types of review you can do in my Trainer 2.0. So today, I just want to show you one, and it's one of the most fun ones too. It's the true and false. Now, I don't mean do true and false in order to test people and make them flunk. No, in fact, I hate that myself. But this one is fun to do because we put some things in it that are kind of funny too. So these are true and false about Train the Trainer. And I do it at the end of day 1. Now, here's what's important. You don't do these reviews until you have created the material and covered the material that's going to be in the review. You don't use it to trick people. And you use it as a learning experience. So the way I do this is I hand out the true false at the end of day 1. Now, this is when I'm doing it live. And I tell people to answer them. And when they come back, this is what's important. I put them into small groups, no more than 6 people. And you know in Train the Trainer 2.0 that more than 6 people in a group means the group's not going to work on things. Several people will be left out. So that's one of the things you learn about task forces is to keep them relatively small. So in the Train the Trainer, what I'm doing then is handing out the true false. And at the start of the next day or within the first 20, 30 minutes, we go into small groups and I tell them to fight it out of decide which ones are true, which ones are false based on how you answered yourself before. Now, the reason that's important is I want them to do the work themselves. I don't want them to rely on other people. And the other part is fighting it out and defending your answer is the most important part. Why did you answer true? Why did you answer false? So after I have the small groups come to consensus, if possible, then I do what we call in Train the Trainer clearing, or talk to everybody together and we go through them and talk about any disparities. So now what we've done is review things in a fun way, first with the individual and then with the group, and then come to consensus. That's just one of the reviews that I teach in Train the Trainer 2.0, either live or you can do it online. So the next time you're teaching, don't just run through material, but instead, every 45 minutes to an hour and a half, do some kind of review. Now, I don't just mean talk through things. I mean do something creative, like small groups, coming to consensus, using true, false, all those kinds of things. And when you do that, here's what's going to happen. People are going to love what you do. And you're going to know that you've made your learning sticky. It's going to stick with them for years, which is what you want. Thank you for being a trainer.